So, welcome again. If you did not pick up a white stone and a pen on your way in, please just scurry up to the back door and pick one up. And if you're watching us from home and you'd like to take part in this ceremony, either have a stone or a piece of paper will do, something to write on. And I want to remind you that here at Unity, while we often use biblical references, which I will do today, and refer to God or the Christ, I want you to remind you that we have a new understanding of those words here. We understand God as light, energy, love, universal mind, and the Christ as the presence of the divinity, the spark of the divinity, which is present in and as each one of us. So if at any time I use a word that doesn't sit comfortably with you, please feel free to substitute your own. So the white stone ceremony, I'm a little close here, aren't I, is an ancient ritual. Back in the time when Jesus was teaching on the earth, someone was given a white stone when they were released from prison or in some way released from bondage or servitude. And the white stone was given to them as sort of a passport so that they could prove that they were a free person and entitled to travel. So, and allow them to move freely about. Last time we met, or in some way many of us had the opportunity with the burning bowl to release things and free ourselves from bondage. Bondage, simply releasing which does not serve us. And of course we have the opportunity to do that at any time, don't we? All we need to do is say so. To let go of what doesn't serve us, to let go of that which is keeping us in bondage, and stop resisting it, allowing things to be just the way they are, and letting it go. Letting go of our attachment to the way things are or aren't. You know, we can release ourselves from the bondage of any habit we might have, any addiction, the ignorance of anything in our lives, the results of our mistakes and misunderstandings. We can let all of that go just by saying so. And stop describing ourselves as that and identifying ourselves as that and understanding ourselves through that filter. So that's what's important, is that new understanding, isn't it? A new understanding. So the white stone is simply a symbol to verify our freedom and remind us of that. And the thing is, the name that will come to you, that goes on your white stone, is not of our own making. It's not our conscious choosing. It's given to us by Spirit from our higher awareness. So in Revelations, John talks about the people being given a new name when they have a higher consciousness. And the quote is, "And the Gentiles shall see thy righteousness, and all kings thy glory, and thou shalt be called by a new name, which the mouth of the Lord shall name." And again, in unity, understanding of the meaning of Lord is law, the creative power of the divine. It goes on, "Let anyone who has an ear listen to what the Spirit is saying to the churches." The church meaning the people of higher consciousness. The ear is not referring to the outer ear, but the ear of the soul that hears that small, silent voice within us. It refers to the ear that hears the still small voice as it whispers to us. And we develop this inner listening quality by getting out of our head, getting out of our intellect. You know, how we prize our intelligence, how clever we are. Watched a video the other day that says, you know, humans are the only thinking animal. And look what all that thinking has done for us. So getting out of that intellect and connecting with our heart. And we do that through prayer and meditation and study, right? So we're instructed to listen, to develop the ear of the soul, to cultivate our awareness of our own I amness, and to sit in the silence and listen to Spirit. And then the Bible says, "To everyone who conquers, I will give some of the hidden manna." Now the word conquer here doesn't mean to fight. Doesn't refer to an outer war, but an inner war, possibly overcoming that intellect. A war of consciousness, of victory. When we surrender to Spirit and go within and see beyond our experiences and our circumstances, then and only then do we conquer. So what a paradox, right? Only in surrender do we find victory. Not an outer surrender or an outer victory, but an inner surrender and an inner victory. The victory of letting go and letting God, the divine, be God, a manifestation of God in and through me. So the scripture continues, and I will give a white stone, and on the white stone is written a new name that no one knows except the one who receives it. And that doesn't mean you can't share it if you want to. So let's review. So it was a time when it was believed when a person had overcome sense consciousness and had made their connection with the divine, they got a new name. That new name was written on a white stone. The name was given to them directly by God. No one intervened. No one else was aware of the new name. And it signified a new nature, the freedom from bondage. When people had overcome, they were set free from their bondage and they received a new name. And in the Bible, there are many stories of changes in name, right? And the one we're all familiar with is the change of Saul's name to Paul. Now, he was struck dumb by a vision, fell to his knees, and was blind for 3 days. And being blind for 3 days forced him to turn within and see something new and be totally transformed, and became a driving force for the movement, which was called, don't know what it was called then, the beginnings of Christianity at least. So Saul, that each name in the Bible has a meaning. Saul meant personal will and was transformed to Paul, which means enlightened will. So the change in name always signifies a change in consciousness. And then, to some of us now, a name is a very sacred thing. Every name represented a quality. And if you've ever studied in Unity, you'll be aware that Charles Fillmore wrote a metaphysical Bible dictionary in which he gives a higher meaning for the name of every place and every person in the Bible. But every name represented a quality. In those days, you didn't choose a name for your child because you liked the name or because it was popular that year. You chose the name for whatever essence you saw in the child or wished for your child. I often tell people, sorry I'm too old to have kids because I'd love to have twin girls named Harmony, Grace, and Melody Joy. But anyway. So why is this a white stone? Well, metaphysically, white represents joy, victory, and purification. So in this purified state of consciousness, we know the Father and I are one. I am. And in this higher white stone consciousness, or Christ consciousness, we learn our new name, an entirely new realization of who I am. Now, you may get a word or a name that you don't understand the significance of it. I've told you before, the first time I did the white stone ceremony, I was just begun coming to Unity. I had just moved to Nanaimo, and I followed the instructions, and I wrote my word on the stone, and my word just flabbergasted me. I said, what does this mean? I got the word sprite. Not sprite, sprout. Sprout. And I said, what on earth does this mean? Well, here I was just sort of coming out of retirement, visiting at Unity, kind of laid back. 4 months later, I was appointed minister of Unity. So I said, oh, new growth, right? Okay. So you might get a name you don't quite understand at the beginning, but go with it. So I invite you to give your ego mind, your personal mind, your intellect, a bit of a rest. You may have come in with a name already chosen, and you might get that choice again. But be willing to open your mind and open your ears and just let the divine holy self speak to you. You might get something you hadn't even thought of. It might be even better. So open your mind and your inner ear to hear Spirit. And when you're holding your white stone in your hand, know that this represents for you a clean slate. Some of you coming in to choose your stone and did this. You might actually feel an energy, an essence from that stone. So I invite you to consciously attune your mind to the activity of spirit in your heart and your mind for the next few minutes as we sit in silence with spirit. And perhaps you'll find that there's a new career, a new title, a new quality, a word that spirit is pressing out through you. Just taking a moment while we get seated. Thank you. All right, so I invite you to close your eye now. If you're comfortable, allow your eyes to close or just soften your gaze and allow your physical body to relax. And as we surrender and allow Spirit to speak to us in the silence, we make space for unlimited possibilities to become manifest in our lives. In creating a space in consciousness, we open ourselves to unlimited possibilities, unlimited potential. And as you focus again on your breath, I ask you to allow your mind to visualize an essence or a light just in the perimeter somewhere. Just see that light. Become aware of that light gradually approaching, coming near, and feeling that essence of pure, unconditional love, of total acceptance. Feel a warm smile. Feel as though you were being cradled in loving arms. And allow that spirit to enter and fill your spirit, your soul, and your body. It fills you, bringing that light into you. That light radiates and grows, healing body, mind, and spirit. Just revel in that beautiful comfort, relaxation, warmth. And allow that essence to whisper in your ear a word or a name for you for the coming year. If you are ready, when you are ready, open your eyes briefly and write on the stone whatever name or word has come to you. If you haven't yet received your word, just continue to be still and listen. And let's become still again for a moment. And I invite you to take the white stone in your hand and see it as a symbol of a new life. See it as a symbol of who you have become, or who you are becoming, or who you would like to become. And if you still haven't received your word, hear it now. And now imagine yourself stepping out of a prison. You are now filled with light, joy, and enthusiasm. Feel that you are now free to express your highest self and live your greatest good. Feel the presence of the divine and know your oneness with the infinite. Know your I amness. Feel that loving presence as it surrounds and supports you. Know that right now you are safe and secure. You are loved and supported by the presence of God itself. Now I invite you to gently bring yourself back to time and place, and let's breathe together 3 times. Deeply, deeply in, and release. Allow the incoming breath to expand you and inflate you, open you, and release. And once more, and let it go with a joyous noise. Each of us has overcome adversity in our lives, haven't we? Anybody who's not been called upon so far to overcome adversity? Today we have meditated on a new name. We have freed ourselves to live more fully, conscious of the activity of the creative life force in our lives, releasing ourselves from bondage, the prison of limiting thoughts about ourselves, each other, and our world. All gone, right? So please keep your white stone in a place where you will see it often, and allow it to remind you that you always have the gift of choice. You can choose to live differently, live a more fulfilling life. You can choose to begin anew at any time, to rename yourself at any time, and co-create with Spirit. And you is born today. Happy birthday.